Students, welcome to online mentoring system organized by Cloud Campus ICAI. And today your mentor is me, Karuna Bhansali.
I am Rajeev Sachdeva, CA Rajeev Sachdeva, faculty in auditing in Board of Studies.
We both are faculty for auditing subject in the Board of Studies for IPC level as well as for final level. So if you have any query, we'll be giving you our contact detail. You can call us or you can write the mail to us for any of your query in case if it is unresolved. Students, please student may note the disclaimer statement. Students are advised to refer to e-lectures available on the students' LMS for this and for other topics. For this, it is of free access, and for this you need to register with your student registration number and you can start learning immediately. So students are advised to refer to the study material, including supplementary study material, if any, and other relevant legislation for latest provisions, amendments required for forthcoming examination. So coming to your this auditing mentoring session, you may note down that notified section of the Companies Act 2013 and other legislative amendments, including relevant notifications, circulars, rules, guidelines issued by different regulating authorities, including ICAI, are applicable for your November 2016 examination, for which cutoff date will be 30th April 2016. In addition to this, you have CARO 2016, which was issued in on 29th March 2016 by MCA. That is also applicable for November 2016 examination. In addition to these two, we have our list of pronouncement, which is hosted on website. In fact, published in ICAI Student Journal as well. So you, for this detail, you may refer ICAI website, RTP, or a student journal. List is here. All the standards starting from SA 200 to SA 720 are applicable for IPCC November 2016 examination. Student, you are requested to note down that revised standard 260, then your 700 series is not applicable for your examination. Thus, you have all other than revised standards, earlier, like for same May 16 standards are applicable for your examination. Statement on reporting under section 227(1)(a) of the Companies Act 1956. Now it is section 143(1) of the Companies Act 2013 is applicable. And other than standards on auditing and statement, you have guidance notes which are applicable. List is given here, and you may refer the same by referring RTP and institute's website, as I have already mentioned.
Yes, students. I have divided this into two parts. The whole syllabus you may divide into two parts. One is law related portion and other is other topics, essay related topics, chapter 1 to say 6 and 7, 8, 9. There is definite strategy, students, which you can follow for preparing this auditing chapter, auditing paper. So if I talk about law and definition portion, I am talking of law, company audit, and other important definitions. So my strategy is you should give due importance to learning. Students, what our observation is, students, you do not learn, and learning is the key fundamental, I tell you. So learning is very must. So this is, some students tell us that, sir, this is cramming, we can't learn. So learning is quite different from cramming. If you understand the whole thing, whole concept, if you understand the chapter topic, and then you learn in a systematic manner, in a strategic manner. CA examination is a strategic type of examination. So learning is very much so far as law is related, be it any law. So here you have small portion of the law, of course, company law, company audit. So you should learn, and for learning there is a definite certain strategy, I tell you. Let us say you learn one definition. I will give you the whole example while we will discuss the definition. So I will tell you the strategy, detailed strategy. So you should learn, and I will tell you example later on. This is how you can build a strong conceptual base by way of learning. So far as company related question, audit related question are, company audit related question are, you need to learn the sections, you need to learn the rules, and understand the intention of the law. This is very important, I tell you. Understand the intention of the lawmakers. And when you understand, and after understanding you learn, you will definitely feel yourself, realize yourself that you performed very well in the examination. Basic intention, students, basic intention of the lawmakers, that should not be missing while writing your answers. So this we will also discuss.
So you mean to say, sir, that student should definitely follow the provisions of company audit, and then they should understand the intention of law, so that basic intention of law is not missing when they are writing their answer.
Definitely. And so far as other questions which are not law-based questions, that is essay-based questions or other topics are concerned, from chapter 1 to chapter 6, wherever you find that definition is involved, you should learn the definition. You should learn it by heart and understand the detailed answer. I am saying understand the detailed answer, learn the definition, and from the detailed answer, draw out important points. That important points, when you will supplement with the definition, then you will get the complete answer. And manner of writing, students, we have already given in the suggested answer. For that purpose, you can refer the suggested answers. Also, you should prepare brief notes. What you learn, what you understand, you should prepare brief notes. These brief notes definitely help you out at the time of examination. You may also prepare diagrams in support. And this will definitely, at the time of examination, minimum time will be, you will require less time, and of course, less effort will be involved, thereby gaining good marks. This is the entire strategy of learning, whereby you will get good marks.
Okay, so we received this question. I think they asked on phone that, ma'am, at the time of revision, how we can proceed, because revision is not complete. So how to go about this? So I think this is your this tip of Rajeev sir is very important, that you should translate your knowledge into brief notes. You have prepared diagram, so when you are revising the same, you can refer only diagram or brief notes. So it will take minimum time as well as efforts will be minimum.
Yes, students, I will also be explaining you with the help of this further. I have prepared the notes also for you. So I will be explaining this in detail. Before we move further, can we go for online quizzes? Yes, Ronak Agarwal is asking, kindly clarify regarding how to prepare and appear for auditing paper, and also clarify regarding standards and sections used in auditing about. This is very good question Ronak is asking. How to prepare? This I was explaining, and in the entire lecture, students, I will be explaining to you how to prepare, how to learn the definition part, how to learn the remaining part, and in the company audit portion. So far as the company audit, when we will be taking the company audit lecture, then we will tell how to learn the law related portion. So in this particular lecture, we will be telling you how to prepare for the from paper chapter 1 to chapter 6. So the entire strategy we are about to disclose, how to prepare. So this question you will be we will be clarifying you.
Ronak is again saying now it's clear, so he's
Okay. So coming back to our PPT part. So far as definition, as I was telling you, learn definition by heart. You should learn as you learn ABC, we should be very frequently, you should be very comfortable with it. If anybody is asking you what is auditing, so you should come out very quickly. The auditing is independent examination of an. So this you will be able to achieve only when you learn in a very systematic manner. Now, what is the strategy of learning, students? Whenever you learn very slowly. This is my first advice to you all. I always recommend slow learning. Never be in hurry to learn. And always learn you should learn for at least 4 times. 4 times, if you learn 4 times, then the things will get settled in your mind, like ABC, I tell you. Now 4 times when to learn. Say this definition, this particular definition you learn today. Today is 23rd August. Then you revise it very next day on 24th August. And then after 1 week, 31st August. And then after 1 month, this is the entire strategy you can follow for learning. And this 4 times learning will make the things cemented in your mind. Then you will never forget, I tell you. So this is a strategy, detailed strategy I have disclosed to you. This is how you should prepare this from chapter 1 to chapter 6. So definition you need to learn. And some basic definitions for example purposes I have covered. So other definitions you should learn in this manner I am telling you. So auditing is slow learning. Do not be in hurry. And audit is independent examination. So now here stress is on independent examination of financial information of any entity. Whether it is profit-oriented entity, whether it is profit-making concern, it will not matter. Whether it is profit-making or it is loss-making.
Or non-profit organization.
Yes. NGOs, for example.
Yeah.
And irrespective of its size or legal form. Now the organization may be a large organization or small organization. It may be a company or maybe a partnership firm subject to audit. When such an examination means independent examination, such here means independent, is conducted and with a view, when we are using these words with a view, we are trying to say the objective of the audit here. With a view to here means objective of the audit. Here the objective of the audit is to express an opinion on the financial statements. With a view to expressing an opinion thereon means on the financial statements, on the financial information. So audit is, what is audit? Audit is independent examination of financial information of any entity, whether it is a company, whether it is a cooperative society, it may be a partnership firm, it may be proprietorship. Whether it is profit oriented, it will not make difference whether it is profit oriented or not. and irrespective of its size or legal form, when such an examination is conducted with a view to express an opinion thereon. So here in the definition, you should learn this definition, and slow learning is the best learning, and here you should understand the definition, and here also the objective is also stated in the definition. Yes,
And sir,
Karuna?
I think you explained the strategy also, which you explained to the students coming over here.
Yeah.
How we can segregate the same and how they can learn.
Yes, definitely, yes, Karuna. The auditor should be, now still we are on the definition. We will not leave the definition right now.
Because if they will not, if they will leave, it means so they are cramming.
Yeah,
so they need to understand whatever we have like told in our earlier slide. We are explaining the same in the manner.
No doubt, no doubt. So here the auditor, we are stressing here on independent examination. Now what is the meaning of independent? You should stick to this. You should try to understand each and every word. Independent, here the independence means auditor should be independent. There should be independence of mind. He should be independent in appearance.
So you have used mind and appearance. Please elaborate what is the meaning of independence of mind and
yes, definitely, Karuna.
Student are waiting for the same, I think.
Yes, definitely. So far as the independence of mind is concerned, this is my state of mind. My state of mind may be independent. Should I give you one example? My state of mind may be independent, but I am relative of the proprietor. I am relative of the partner. It means I am not independent in appearance. I will not appear as an independent person. I should not perform the audit. So this is what is the meaning of independence here is. So I should both appear to be independent and as well as my mind should be independent. This is the meaning of independence here is. So auditor's independence safeguards. Now, what purpose will the independence serve? It safeguards the auditor's ability to form the. So I will come out with an independent opinion. My opinion will be unbiased opinion. I will come with unbiased opinion. In other words, my opinion will not be biased towards anyone. It will not be tilted opinion. So, in case of big corporates, you can well understand, students, where crores of rupees are involved of the stakeholders' equity shares. How much valuable will my independent opinion will be for them without being affected by any influences? So, independence enhances the auditor's ability to act with integrity, honesty, to be objective, and to maintain an attitude of professional skepticism. Now, what is professional skepticism? We will be explaining later on. Yes, Karuna, what are your views on this? Total?
I think you have well explained the definition, and you have also segregated in parts what is an audit. It is an independent examination, and sir has well explained this independent examination. Independent, particularly on this word, he focused a lot. Now coming to next point, financial information of any entity. We'll be focusing on this, profit oriented or not, already focused, whether it is profit making or non-profit making, whether it is NGO, irrespective of its size or legal form, whether it is in a large size, small or medium or legal form. When such an examination is conducted with a view to expressing an opinion thereon. You have already told that this is our objective, expressing an opinion thereon. So view is expressed. So we are focusing now on financial information of any entity.
Yes, students, before we move further, Karuna will explain to you, of course, the meaning of financial information in detail. Before we move ahead, I am telling you, I will also be telling you what our strategy is. This is how you can prepare the brief notes. This slide, from this slide, you understand how to prepare the brief notes. We have divided this definition into parts. So this is easy to learn.
This was our definition.
This was our definition. And you write down, after learning this, write down in that manner and that will definitely serve as brief notes. So this is how you can prepare brief notes. Now one definition, if you are devoting 10-15 minutes like this on one definition and then 4 times learning, students, believe me, your preparation will be very good and you will do wonder in your examination. Yes, Karuna?
And this definition is definitely very important and you need to quote it in questions. So this is very important. It's already segregated in 6 parts. One is an audit is what? Independent examination, then financial information, profit oriented or not, size or legal form, and then what is our objective. So 6 points are all together combined and made a definition.
Yes, very important. Karuna has said this definition is very important. Another aspect of the important is this definition is important from another angle. If you start with this, if those students who did not start auditing yet, and if you start with this definition, you start your preparation with this definition, and then move ahead, I think it will be very good for your preparation. This will give you a kickstart, I tell you. Yes, Karuna?
Here in this chapter, we will be covering
other
definitions as well, and you can learn the same in the manner as prescribed. Students, here we will be discussing about financial information. The person who is conducting this process, known as auditor, should perform his work with knowledge of the use of accounting statements, and the auditor should take particular care that nothing contained in the statement will ordinarily mislead anybody. This is objective of audit, that auditor has to express an opinion that all the financial statements are expressing true and fair view. So accordingly, auditor's role is very important in auditing the accounting statement and in taking care that nothing contained in the statements will ordinarily mislead anybody, because user of the financial statements are much more like they may be financial institution, they may be creditor, they may be shareholder, or any other statute or body. So it should not be misleading.
Yes, definitely. This is a very good point. Key financial statements, I as an auditor, students, I as an auditor will make it sure that whatever the financial statements I am auditing, that will not be misleading. This is the idea behind.
For this, we need to apply our accounting knowledge in this. And auditor can do honestly by satisfying himself by what? First point, that entries in the books of accounts are drawn up. Secondly, entries are adequately supported by evidences, because evidences are very important, and evidence may be papers or documents. Like if there is a voucher for printing and stationery, if there is an entry made for printing and stationery, definitely payment for printing and stationery has been given. So when you are passing this entry and voucher is there, so that should be supported by document or that bill for printing and stationery. And entries in the books of accounts are supported by papers and documents, and or maybe by other evidence. So first point is entries in the books of accounts should be drawn up. Secondly, it should be supported by evidence. Third one, it should not be omitted. Like there is a kahavat in Hindi, पहले लिख पाछे दे भूल पड़े कागज से ले, means if you are when you are doing any transaction, you should write down, because if you forgot anything, then you can refer the same. So similarly, if any of the entry is omitted in books of accounts, then it may mislead. So first point was there should be entries properly recorded in books of accounts. Secondly, the entries in the books of accounts should be supported by evidences like papers, documents, or bills like that. Then third one is none of the entries should be omitted in the process of compilation, and nothing which is not in the books of account has found place in the statements. Means something is not happened but is recorded in the books of account. So it should not be like that also.
Yes, students, 3 points are: first is accounts, ledger accounts. They are with reference to entries in the books of accounts. There is definite general entry behind that account, and entries in the books of accounts are adequate. They are supported. Their support. What is their support? Their support is evidence, and we will be telling you in this particular lecture what audit evidence is. And documentation, we have complete essay on the documentation.
230.
Essay 230, and then we have essay 500 on
audit
evidence. So we will be discussing in this particular like what audit evidence is.
Sufficiency and appropriateness
of evidence. Yes. None of the entries in the books of accounts have been omitted in the process of. There is not omission as madam has described, and nothing which is not in the books has found place in the statements.
So next
point number 4 is
information conveyed by the statement is clear and unambiguous. It should not cause any confusion or there should not be any ambiguity. And next point is the financial statement amounts are properly classified, described and disclosed. Classified, described and disclosed. This you are, I think, while going through accounting standard, you are using these terminology very frequently. So this particularly says compliance with accounting standards. Your financial statement should be complying with accounting standards. Then statement of accounts taken as an integrated whole present a true and fair picture. As already mentioned, that object of audit is to give opinion on true and fairness of financial statement. So statement of account should be as an integrated whole. It should present true and fair picture of the operational result and of the assets and liabilities, which all combined forms financial statements. Yes, sir.
Yes, students, if you prepare brief notes, now if you learn these 6 points, now you do not need learning. As I was telling you, learn definition only. Now understand all the points, write in your own language. You can just learn the points only. Here you can just learn accounts, only word accounts, and in the second, entries in the books are adequately supported. Here you can learn one evidence word only. If you learn evidence, so automatically you will get the whole point. So omission, none of the entries omitted from the books of account. So second line, you will recall automatically. So information is clear. Here the word is clear. So one word, at least one word you can learn from one point. So here the word is accounting standard. Financial statements are prepared in compliance, in conformity with the accounting standards, and true and fair view. So if you learn the 6 words first, but for this, prior to this, you need to understand all the 6 points, read out again and again, and you should be able to reproduce at least 40-50% of this, all 6 points. So yes, Karuna?
Yes, students, when we are doing audit, there is a lot of risk, and you've heard the risk are of 3 types. So what is audit risk? It is a very important definition. Risk, when the auditor express opinion. Auditor is expressing an inappropriate audit opinion when the financial statement are materially misstatement. Now the role of auditor is to express an audit opinion, and if the audit opinion is inappropriate, when? Because financial statements are materially misstated. We will be understanding these both terms, both definition in our later slides. Materially, what is materiality, what is misstatement. So audit risk is a function of the risk of material misstatement. If there is any material misstatement and detection risk is there, then there is audit risk. So What is audit risk? When the auditor expresses an inappropriate audit opinion because of financial statements are materially misstated.
Yes, students. Audit, coming to that second definition. This is a collection of definitions I have done just to make you understand how to learn.
In fact, all important definition we
You
have
need
tried
to
to cover. Yeah, and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need
yeah.
to learn, and this will be very important and helpful for you when you are writing your answers.
Yes, definitely. So far as this definition is concerned, so here one risk is there. When I am auditing accounts of a particular concern, particular company, so one risk is there. I am carrying one risk. Whenever you go for audit, students, so one risk I am carrying. But I may express an inappropriate opinion. That the auditor may express an inappropriate audit opinion. Opinion may be inappropriate, maybe. So here I am carrying one risk. Like you are walking on the road, so you are taking some risk. Somebody is walking on the road. Somebody is driving on the highway. So there is one risk one is carrying. Likewise, if I am auditing a concern, I'm auditing a company, accounts of a company. So one risk I am carrying, I may express an inappropriate audit opinion. When the financial statements are materially misstated. Now, what is the risk of when the financial statements are materially misstated? We'll be discussing further. And what is audit risk? Audit risk is the risk that the auditor expresses an inappropriate. This risk he is carrying. The risk that he may express an inappropriate audit opinion when the financial statements are materially misstated. So this is the definition you need to learn, and it is a function of whenever we say it is a function of, so it means it is multiplier factor. Whenever we say it is a function of this and this, so this is you at till class 10th or till class 12th science students already know. It is a function of. When one thing is a function of, means it is a multiplier of. Well, risk is multiplying. So it is a function of risk of material misstatement and detection risk. So we'll be studying what is risk of material misstatement, so these are the key fundamentals of auditing which you should accumulate while studying auditing. Students, this is the basic things, this is the base of the auditing. I am telling you, you should learn it appropriately, only then you should. So this is the ABC of auditing we are studying. Yes, Karuna, what is your comment on this?
Yeah, definitely. So here there is a risk which auditor is carrying, that the auditor express an inappropriate audit opinion. Means we are as an auditor expressing some audit opinion which may be inappropriate. Why it is inappropriate? Because of the financial statements which are prepared but materially misstated. Means it's not showing correct view, it's not showing true and fair view, and on the basis of these financial statements we have as an auditor express an audit opinion, so that audit opinion becomes inappropriate. So inappropriate word is very important. Audit risk. So finally we can say that it is a function of the risk of material misstatement and detection risk. This is the notes part actually.
Yeah.
We have understood the definition here, and this is notes part, that we have segregated the definition into two parts. One is this inappropriate audit opinion part, which is on the basis of materially misstated financial statements, and second is this function of the risk part, because of misstatement material and detection risk.
Yes, students, before we move further, we take up for online queries, if any. Yes, students, very good question. Ashley is asking
How to
manage time in exam. As I was telling you, students, this depends on this is very good question, I tell you. Time, how to manage time. So this I am telling you, this is directly proportional to your preparation. This is very important. If you have prepared systematically, if you are ready with the definition part, if you learn carefully, learn the definition carefully, learning of audit portion is very good, and your preparation is basically very good, then you can perform very good and in an efficient manner. Students, you will be able to manage this audit paper one day before examination and as well in 3 hours which you are given to write the examination. So you will be doing very good, I tell you, if you prepare well. So my emphasis is on preparation. First prepare, then perform.
And you need to be very particular for managing the time in your examination. Like when you start first or second question, it took so much of time. So accordingly, you need to balance that how much time you want to devote or you need to devote for particular question. How many questions are there? How lengthy is the paper? And what is the requirement of question? Don't write any like irrelevant part or irrelevant answer. Only write the relevant portion of the answer which is asked in the question.
Yes. Another question Ashley is asking. If a question is asked on a particular essay like 500, so if other essays too are interconnected, will it be fine if we quote other essays? Yes, it is very fine. There is no doubt about it. This is very good question. Again, a good question. Students, this is, you see, you are studying in commercial. This is a commercial word. And your studies totally is commercial sort of studies. Companies, accounts, management. And there are no hard and fast rules, I tell you. And when a particular question, particular problem you face in the examination, it may be possible that multiple essays are attracted. Multiple essays, multiple sections are attracted. And if you are able to attract those sections and those essays, you should write without hesitation. This is very important point I am telling you.
I'd like to add on, Ashley, that auditing is interconnected with other subjects. So one answer is interconnected with maybe accounting standard, maybe law related section. So if the question is based on essay 505, then also you can refer essay 500 audit evidence. But of course, the required content should also be written in that. If it is asked in the question particularly, then required content is also you need to write.
Yes, what I was emphasizing is, very well said, Karuna. If we are able to attract a few sections, say 2-3 sections and plus essays, and if you are able to attract provisions of income tax also, as Karuna was saying, that other subjects provisions, say income tax, company law, or as other law, labor laws provisions, and if you are acquainted with that, and then you should write without any hesitation. One thing I must tell you, which is very important in CA examination, and which we have noticed, students hesitate to write in the examination. They are knowing particular things and they do not write. This is very sad, I tell you. If you are knowing particular things, that particular essays, particular sections are attracted, you should write without any hesitation. And this is very important.
Ashley is again asking a question, sir.
Yes.
She is asking that if I write relevant answer but of short to reasonable length, is it fine like for true or false a 4-line answer? There is no limitation of 4-line or 2-line. Ashley, the whatever is asked in the question, answer should be balanced one. Because if you are writing the answer true, then why it is true, and the reason for not if it is false, then why it is false. Reason should be complete one.
Yes, very well said, Ashley. That it should be complete answer. And we are not saying you should write short answers, you should write long answers. We are not saying that. It should be complete from all respects. It should be complete in all respects. You should cover each and every point. It should not be a short length. It should not be short answer. Say 4 marks question is answer and you write 2-3 lines. You should give a reasonable answer. Should be of reasonable length.
Like
So,
there is a question of 2 marks that essay 520 is audit sampling. So when you are writing the answer, yes, it is false. Then audit sampling is 530 and 520 is analytical procedure. You should write complete answer. This is just an example, very small example, but you need to write the answer completely.
yes. Just coming back to PPT part. Now misstatement. Next definition, students. These are few definitions we are covering. Misstatement, as it is clear from the name, misstatement is difference basically. If you ask me really, and you ask one word about misstatement, that is difference. Students, if I wish to explain you what misstatement is, about misstatement, student, you should remember one word, that is difference. And difference of what? Difference in the amount. Difference between what? Amount, classification, presentation or disclosure. Difference of reported financial statement item. Difference of item. This is important word. The one word, if you ask me really, that is the difference. Misstatement is a difference. No, difference between what? Difference between, these are the words, amount, classification, presentation, disclosure. These are 4 things. Of a reported financial. Now, I report a financial item, an amount of financial item, say traveling expenses, I am reporting 1 lakh. And the amount, classification, presentation, now the 4 words are repeated here. And the amount, classification, presentation or disclosure, that is required for the item. Now, required was 90,000. Now, required disclosure was 90,000, but I reported 1 lakh. So, difference is 10,000. This is only an example. Now, what was required and what I reported, this is misstatement. If there is difference, what was required of law, say disclosure was, particular disclosure was required. A particular disclosure was required and I did not disclose. So there is difference and the difference is misstatement. So if you ask me one word about misstatement, that is difference. Difference between the item which is reported in the financial statements, reported item of the financial statements, and what is required. Reported and required. Difference of reported and required is basically misstatement to be in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. So misstatements can arise from error or fraud. So misstatements will arise from error or fraud. If there is fraud, so misstatement is bound to arise. If there is an error, so error is beyond our control. Fraud is intentional, error is unintentional. So error, if there is error or fraud, misstatement will happen. So misstatement is basically difference. Yes, Karuna, you want to explain?
Nothing. I think you well explained that it is a difference between the reported financial statement item and what is required, and requirement should be according to applicable financial reporting framework. Whatever requirement is given in applicable financial reporting framework should be, if it is not in accordance with, then there will be difference, and this difference is known as misstatement.
Yes,
so difference between reported financial statement item and requirement as per applicable financial reporting framework.
Yeah. So this is how you can prepare the brief notes. Difference between a reported financial statement item and that is required for the item to be in accordance with the applicable financial reporting framework. So misstatement, students, can arise from error or fraud. So if you devote this particular time, say 10 minutes, 15 minutes on one definition, this would be slow learning, students. And 4 times learning is must. Again, I am suggesting you. Now next definition is risk of material misstatement. It is the risk that the financial statements are materially misstated prior to audit. It's the important word. If you ask me important words in this definition, it is the risk. It is very clear from the name itself. It is the risk that the financial statements are risk of material misstatement. Risk that the financial statements are materially misstated. Now, important words which you do not write in the examination is prior to audit. This is very important. Risk that the financial statements are materially misstated prior to audit. This is the risk that the financial statements are materially misstated prior to audit, and this consists of two components. And two components are inherent risk and control risk. And first is inherent risk. Inherent risk is this is susceptibility of an assertion about a class or transaction, account balance or disclosure. This is before consideration of any related control. I explain you. The susceptibility of an assertion. Now, what is an assertion? These are very keyword students, I am telling you. Susceptibility of assertion means to say something. To assert means to say something. And in financial statements, what we are stating are, there are all assertions. In financial statement, there are assertions. Means we say something. We say something about accounts. So susceptibility of an assertion about what? About a class of transaction. It may be about account balance. It may be about disclosure. There are three things. So susceptibility of an assertion about a class of transaction, account balance or disclosure to what? To a misstatement. And misstatement that could be material, either individually or aggregated with other, before consideration. So this is very important. Before consideration of any related controls. Inherent risk means, which is inherent means internal, which is internal to that, which is automatic. Inherent risk is an automatic risk I am carrying. In other words, in simple words, if you want to learn a simple in one word, this is an automatic risk which I am carrying. I cannot avoid that risk. This is inherent to that. For example, the example in favor of this is technological development. If there is technological development, then what risk I am carrying, students? My stock value will automatically come down. Now, if there is technological development and new technology has come in place, then my stocks, earlier stocks, will come down. So this is the inherent risk I am carrying. I have no control over this risk. So this risk, students, this is automatic risk. This is risk I am carrying about a class of transaction, account balance or disclosure to a misstatement that could be material, either individually or when aggregated. It may be individual, it may be aggregated with other misstatements. Anything could be there. But before consideration of any related controls. It is the risk that the financial, this is risk of material misstatements definition, that the financial statements are materially misstated prior to audit. And this consists of two components. Risk of material misstatements has two components, inherent risk and control risk. And inherent risk is the susceptibility of assertion about a class of transaction. There are three words: class of transaction, account balance or disclosure. Three things are there. There could be a misstatement to a misstatement before consideration of any related controls. So this is how you can prepare the brief notes. susceptibility of an assertion about a class of transaction, account balance, or disclosure to a misstatement before consideration. These are the important words. Before consideration of any related controls. For example, technological developments might make a particular product obsolete, thereby causing inventory to be more susceptible to overstatement. And then control risk. Karuna, you want to say something about inherent risk?
No, sir, I think it's very finely explained that it should be before controls.
Okay.
And your example is also explaining the same, that technological development, because of this technological development, particular product is obsolete, so causing inventory to be more susceptible to overstatement. So our inventory should be more susceptible.
Okay. Yes, should we move ahead?
Yes, sir. Control risk.
Control risk is the risk that a misstatement that could occur in an assertion about a class of transaction. Now again 3 words are there, students. About a class of transaction, account balance, 3 things are there, or disclosure.
And these are common words, so you should learn by heart.
Yes,
Class
very
of
well said,
transaction.
Karuna, very well said. This is what I wanted to emphasize. So about a class of transaction, account balance, or disclosure, and that could be material. These are the common words. These were in the prior definition.
Yes.
Either individually or when aggregated with the other. No, if you learn one definition of inherent risk, then learning of this definition will not be problem. Means you learn one definition, with the learning of one definition, you are getting this free. 1 plus 1.
Definitely.
So this is the benefit you will get.
And these are the terminology which are often used in standards, and you need to use in your answers as well.
Yes,
so develop the habit to learn.
This is very beautiful elaboration of that, I tell you. What Karuna is saying. So you encounter these words very frequently in almost every question, I tell you. So there is entire chapter on this control risk. Control risk है? क्या chapter का नाम है? So there is one chapter na risk assessment and
risk assessment and internal control at final level. And in fact, risk when you are doing something, there is risk involved, and in auditing, risk is very important because you are going to take so much of risk. And control risk, which is out of control, means your entity's internal control is not able to prevent or detect or correct. So control risk is the risk with a misstatement which could occur in an assertion, and important terms, class of transaction, account balance, and disclosure. And all together they can be material, either individually or when aggregated with other misstatement.
Yes, students. This is the risk is. Now what risk I am carrying in control risk? The risk that a misstatement. What is misstatement difference? That this difference, now what risk I am carrying is that this will not be prevented or detected and corrected on a timely basis by the entity's internal control. Now this is the risk, control risk. Entity's control risk is always there, I tell you. Whatever controls you institute, say you institute 10 particular controls in an organization. Now I will tell you the gap. That is 11. So there is always a control risk. Irrespective of whatever controls you may implement. Means entity's internal control will not be able to prevent or detect or correct a misstatement. This is control risk. The risk that a misstatement that could occur in an assertion about a class of transaction, account balance, or disclosure will not be prevented or detected on a timely basis by the entity's internal control. So control risk is a function of, it is a risk of function of effectiveness of design, implementation and maintenance of internal control. Control risk is a function of effectiveness of design. So there are three things: design, implementation and maintenance. So control risk is a function of all these. Internal control can only reduce, but it cannot eliminate the risk of material misstatement because there are always inherent limitations of internal control. Internal control के students अपने limitations हैं ही, तो it is full of limitations. Cost limitation है, बहुत बड़ी limitation है students. So cost is a great limitation, I tell you, of internal controls. For example, possibility of human errors or mistakes. How can you avoid this?
It's a very good example actually.
So coming back to online queries, if any. Yes, Ronak Agarwal is asking, assertion then means a sense of suspicion or a doubt. No, you went in wrong direction. Assertion means to say something. Assert, the word assert is basically English language meaning word, and it carries, assert means to say something. So assertions, there are, the financial statements are full of assertions. Financial statements, if you are preparing financial statements, you are saying financial statements itself are speaking. How much is opening stock? 1 lakh, say 1 lakh opening stock. So 1 lakh you are saying na कि 1 lakh opening stock is there. मैं कह रहा हूँ ना कि 1 lakh opening. So this is an assertion. There are, it is full of assertions because account balance के assertion ही तो है. Am I right, Karuna?
Definitely, sir. Ronak has asked so many queries. He's again asking.
We will take all his queries.
He's asking, built-in risk is inherent risk.
Yes, definitely you are right over here. Built-in risk is inherent risk. You are right, Ronak.
So again, he's saying he means the auditor need to be vigilant, smart, and must know everything, be alert, think and act so that he could be able to do his work efficiently, appropriately and correctly.
Very rightly said, Ronak. This is so good of you. You will be good auditor, I can tell you.
Then again, Ashley is there. She is asking, does point framework help for procedural answers like appointment of subsequent auditor or any other company?
No.
Section 139(1).
Does points framework? Yes. Points framework will help you from chapter 1 to 6 and not in company audit. Because company audit you need to learn each and every section. When I will be covering company audit portion in my lecture, then I will be telling you how you should learn the sections.
Companies Act is also very easy. You can understand and you just know how to interpret the law. You will be able to learn by heart and you will be able to write the answer accordingly.
And one more thing, once you learn it, you get the entire base.
So she is saying like one applicability of section and manner and procedure. I think in continuation to her previous query.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. Coming back to our PPT part.
Some risk will always bring.
Yes, next definition we are covering is detection risk. It is the risk that the procedures. No, detection risk, as it is clear from the name itself. My audit procedures will not be able to detect. This is the risk. My procedures will not be able to detect. It is clear in the name itself. So my audit procedures will not be able to detect. This is the risk. This is detection risk. It is the risk that the procedures which the auditor is employing, procedures performed by the auditor to reduce audit risk to an acceptably low level, will not detect a misstatement. That is this, and misstatement that is this. That could be material enough, either individually or when aggregated with the other misstatements. So this is the same common language which we were discussing in the inherent risk and control.
Definitely,
So
usually.
if you learn in one definition, you get benefit in these all definitions. So students, learning is very much I am emphasizing.
And in fact, it's a very important question as well. Audit risk, inherent control risk, and detection risk.
Yes, no doubt, no doubt. This is very important and so-called a difficult question in itself. It is a risk that the auditor's procedure will not detect a misstatement. Now, another definition, students, we are taking up is professional judgment, which is easy definition. Judgment, you know what is judgment, and professional judgment means it is only an estimation type. It is the application of now how I will come to the judgment, how I may make a judgment. For students, for arriving at the judgment, I need qualification, I need knowledge, I need experience, rich experience. I tell you, only then I can be a judge. Otherwise, I cannot be judge. So it is the application of relevant training, knowledge, and experience. There are three words, important words. I should be very well trained. I should have the good reservoir of knowledge. I should have rich, long experience. Only then I can be. Only can I can sit at the judgment seat. So professional judgment. If professional judgment is related to, now we are talking about professional judgment. Means I should be professionally qualified. I should have professional knowledge. I should have professional training, experience within the context provided by the auditing, accounting, and ethical standards in making informed decisions about the course of action that are appropriate in the circumstances of the auditing. I hope it is clear, Karuna.
Yes, sir. It's a matter of professional judgment only. Now coming to professional skepticism. This was also like in our definition, and we told students that we'll be explaining in our later on stage.
Yeah. So it is an attitude. What is professional skepticism? If you ask me one word about it, it is an attitude. Now what is included in that attitude? That is questioning mind. As Ronak was telling, he should be alert, he should have
vigilant.
Yes. No, we are saying here he should be alert. So it means professional, Ronak, you have professional skepticism in you because you want to be alert. So it is an attitude that includes a questioning mind, being alert to conditions which may indicate possible misstatement due to error or fraud, and a critical assessment of audit evidence. Now, audit evidence is there, but if I am not able to assess that evidence, then it is of no use for me. So I should be able to critically assess that evidence, and that is included in my attitude, and that attitude is professional skepticism. So just learn one word about this. Professional skepticism is an attitude, and in that attitude, questioning mind is included. I should be alert to the conditions which are indicating about the misstatements. It may be due to error or fraud, and I should have critical assessment of the audit. Isn't it, Karuna?
Yes, sir. And I think we have learned so many definitions today, students, and you need to revise the same. Means, as sir told you in the beginning, that today it is 23rd August, you should revise it on 24th. Then after 7 days, 31st August, and then 30th September. And we did learn the definition of audit, this audit risk of material misstatement, professional judgment, professional skepticism, and one more, I guess, this misstatement, right?
Yeah.
I think we have covered 7 definitions. So moving from this definition part to auditor part. But before that, I think it's
professional skepticism. Notes part is there. This is how you can, students, prepare brief notes. It is an attitude. Professional skepticism is an attitude that includes a questioning mind.
One more definition.
Yeah, one more. I think it is the last definition.
Yeah.
Reasonable assurance. There are at least, I tell you, 50-60 definitions which you should learn, and then that becomes your knowledge bank, and that you can use in many questions, I tell you. So this is how you should prepare. In the context of an audit, now reasonable, what is reasonable assurance? Reasonable assurance is a high level, but it is a not absolute, I tell you. I am not giving a complete audit is a reasonable assurance only. Why audit is a reasonable assurance? Because there is risk involved, because of inherent limitations of the audit. We will be studying inherent limitations. What are the inherent limitations of the audit? And there is audit risk involved. There is risk, there are limitations. So I can give only reasonable, and reasonable assurance, students, I tell you, this is a high level of assurance, but it is not an absolute. मैं complete assurance नहीं दे सकता, students. Absolute means complete. I can give only a high level of assurance. So reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance. This you should remember. And another thing you should remember is it is not an absolute assurance. Do you agree, Karuna?
Definitely, sir. Absolute assurance cannot be given. In fact, when I'm saying I am giving you reasonable assurance, means its level of assurance is high. And student, this way, when we are showing you how to make notes, this way you can make your own note. And you know, this bulky and any compendium or pronouncement or any book which is in size bulky, you can make it very smaller. And your revision will be very quick, and as already mentioned, minimum time and minimum efforts.
Yeah.
So coming to next slide, that is qualities of an auditor. When you will be doing your examination, you will be passing the CA course, your training is completed, now you are auditor. So you are going for audit. So before going for audit, you must have some qualities in you, as Ronak was mentioning. So what are the qualities that an auditor should have? Auditor is concerned with the reporting on financial matters of business and other institution. In our definition of audit, we well explained you the objective of audit, and that was to express an opinion on financial matters of business and other institution. So auditor is concerned with a reporting part. So what should be the qualities for that? Now Dixie is a dictionary which says that qualities required are tact. Auditor should be tact enough, caution while performing his duties, he should take caution. Firmness should be within, good temper, integrity, discretion, industry judgment, patience, and clear-headedness and reliability. So many qualities are there, na? One is tactful, caution, firmness, good temper, integrity, discretion, industry judgment, patience, clear-headedness, and reliability. You need to learn these points in your you need to mention these points in your notes, and of course you need to learn the same as well. I think qualities of an auditor, there is a short note type question, or there is straightforward question comes on this, and 4 marks question is generally asked on in maybe 6 marks. So what you need to mention is the qualities which are required while doing the audit. The auditor should be tactful, caution, firmness should be there within, good temper, integrity should be there, discretion, industry judgment, patience, reliability, and clear-headedness. So all these are personal qualities that go to make a good businessman and contribute to making of a good auditor. So if you are having these qualities, then of course you will be a good auditor.
Yes, very well said, Karuna. So this entire, if you ask me how should I remember this point, what is my point? This has personal qualities, personal human qualities. These are personal human qualities. Now, you understand all these qualities, and then you learn only one point, personal human qualities. If you learn personal human qualities, this will be very much in my mind, and at the time of examination, I will be able to write all these. So this is the entire strategy which I am disclosing.
So personal human qualities, key term for the notes. In addition, Of course, he must have the shine of culture for attaining a great height. Highest degree of integrity, act by educate independence. Independence you have already learned. In fact, we have code of ethics. After becoming CA, they have to adhere with this. So code of ethics जो है, that mention integrity, objectivity, independence, and professional skepticism. I think that is also there. So in fact, code of ethics mentions integrity, objectivity, and independence as one of the fundamental principles of professional ethics. Here, key term will be as per code of ethics and fundamental principles of professional ethics.
So second point, as Karuna has very well explained, the second point you may remember as fundamental principles of code of ethics. Fundamental principles of code of ethics, that is independence, integrity, objectivity. Yes, coming to next point.
Then in addition to that fundamental principles as per code of ethics, auditor must have a thorough knowledge. Thorough knowledge of what? General principles of law, how to interpret, and these laws which govern matters with which he is likely to be in intimate contact. Means when you are going for particular audit, you must be aware which are the principle of laws, which are applicable laws, and the auditor must have thorough knowledge of the same.
Yes, knowledge of laws. Now, first point was personal human qualities.
Yes. Second is fundamental principles as per code of ethics, and third is knowledge of laws.
Auditor should have knowledge of
laws.
So, knowledge of laws, as I was explaining to you, we are living in commercial world. Basically, CA, entire CA you are doing, you will be coming across with all commercial laws basically, be it company law, income tax law, be it indirect taxes. So, a lot of laws you need to study, allied laws. So, knowledge of laws is very much for chartered. There are two. If I divide the CA in two parts, one is knowledge of laws and other is knowledge of finance related subject, FM, costing, and management accounting, and SFM. Other management, one or more, AMA is there.
Yeah.
So AMA is there in final.
Strategic management.
Strategic financial management is there. Costing is there. So one part is account related, costing related subjects, and other is law related subjects. So there are two parts which you will be coming across in your CA examination.
So needless to say that undertakings are governed by special statutes. So there is very important requirement that its knowledge should be there and it should be imperative. In fact, sound knowledge of the law and practice of taxation is unavoidable.
Yes, this is the similar point we are continuing with. Knowledge of laws. This is the point which we have already covered. He must pursue an intensive program of theoretical education in subjects like financial management, accounting, general management, business, corporate laws. So knowledge of various subjects. Theoretical knowledge in subjects like financial and management accounting, general management, business and company law, computers and information systems. So theoretical knowledge, he should have both theoretical and practical base.
So both practical training and theoretical education, both are very important, and this plays very important role for development of professional competency of an auditor, because if you have not gone through your practical training, then you will not be able to do properly audit, because you will be going through the vouching, verification, finalization, and many other procedures. And theoretical education is also very important, because once you will be getting the knowledge, and secondly you will be doing application of the same. So both are very important for development of professional competence of an auditor for undertaking any kind of audit assignments. Coming to next, this auditor should be equipped not only with a sufficient knowledge of the way in which business generally is conducted, but also with an understanding of spatial features. When you are going for audit, you should be aware of spatial features peculiar to a particular business. And some are general business which are generally conducted. and some are special feature. These are peculiar to particular business and whose accounts are under audit. When you are going for, if you are going for particular business, then you should be aware of what is special features for the same. So auditor who holds a position of trust must have basic human qualities apart from the technical requirement of professional training and education.
Yes, very well said, Karuna. Knowledge of the way in which business generally is. So knowledge of business. This point you can say this is fifth point.
Yeah.
I think. The fifth point is knowledge of business. So knowledge of business should be there. He is called upon constantly to critically review financial statements. It is obviously useless for him to attempt that task unless his own knowledge is that of an expert. So he should have expert knowledge, exhaustive knowledge of accounting in all its branches is the sine qua, it is necessary. Sine qua non means necessary for the practice of auditing. He must know thoroughly all accounting principles and techniques.
And I think this
so
is
exhaustive
more
knowledge, this is how you can prepare brief notes. An exhaustive knowledge of accounting in all its branches necessary for the practice of auditing. He must know the knowledge of accounting. This is sixth point is knowledge of accounting. Knowledge of accounting, accounts related subject in detail. But this is thorough knowledge, I should say. Thorough knowledge of accounting. He should be and this knowledge should be an expert level. Expert level knowledge, thorough knowledge in accounting area. Because ultimately he will be chartered accountant. Lord Justice Lindley, this is a famous
judgment.
London and General Bank case. He has, and Lord Justice Lindley, he has summed up the overall view of what an auditor should be as regard his personal qualities are concerned. So this is one of the points you can cover while writing the qualities of an auditor. So this is in itself a point, London and General, and point name, how can you remember London and General Bank case, Lord Justice Lindley's views, any point you can write. So if you draw from this case, this is very important case, that is why we have covered in this. So far as so what he is saying, auditor must be on, there is no compromise on this, students. We are not saying he should be, he must be honest. So must word is very important. So you must be an honest person. He must not certify which he does not believe true. What I am not believing true, I should not certify that. I must not certify that rather. And must take reasonable, these are very important words. Reasonable care and skill before he believes that what he certifies is true. Students, these are very, very important. The words in inverted commas are very, very, each and every word you should fit in your heart, I should say, fit in your mind, and it should come out like ABC. An auditor must be honest, that is, he must not certify what he does not believe to be true, and must take reasonable care and skill before he believes that what he certifies is true. Yes, Karuna, are these good words?
Very, very, like rightly said, that this student should learn by heart, and they should fit in their mind that auditor should be honest, not should be, in fact, the auditor must be honest and must not certify what he does not believe to be true. So, auditor must take reasonable care and skill before he certifies any document which is, according to him, is true. Yeah. So, he need to put reasonable care and skill. He need to be honest, and before certifying, he must take reasonable care and his skills.
Yeah.
This is notes part again, students, that auditor must be honest. It's very important. Not certify what he does not believe to be true, and take reasonable care and skill before he believes that what he certifies is true. Means if you feel in your heart, in your mind that this is true, and by honestly, by feeling we feel yes, and we have taken reasonable care and skill we have used that yes, it is true, then only one should be certifying the document.
Yeah, for revision purpose, students, auditor should bear personal qualities, personal human qualities, fundamental principles of code of ethics he should follow. You dare to knowledge of laws he should be having, and theoretical knowledge, both theoretical practical knowledge, 4th point, and knowledge of business is very important. That's 6th point, thorough knowledge of accounting. 7th, London and general bank case. Now another question we are taking up is,
I think we should move forward to queries if student has
Before
asked
we move
anything,
forward,
because
yes, students. Mushfir Unisa is asking, difference between control and inherent risk. Control, inherent risk, and difference between control risk and inherent risk is, inherent risk is automatic before consideration of any controls.
inbuilt.
Before consideration. And control risk is, my controls are there.
Internal control.
My controls are there, but it is due to inherent limitations of, because there are limitations of internal control, and that's why control risk is there. Simple reason. Isn't it, Karuna?
Yes, sir, definitely. Inherent risk, as rightly said, that it is inbuilt risk, which is there prior to audit.
Before consideration of all controls.
Yeah, and control risk, that is after inherent risk, and where your internal control is not detecting and not preventing the same.
Yeah. Now, what is it? Ashley is asking, what is the tenure of auditor for
I
a
think
government
she is
company?
doing studies of company audit. So
yes, Ashley, this is good thing you are studying company audit also. But when we will covering company audit, I think we will be covering audit, company audit we will be covering in next lecture. So you should wait, or you can also see our past lectures on. Garima, where are those lectures?
It will be published
Cloud
in
Campus,
ICA Student
Cloud
Journal, and
Campus.
yeah, Cloud Campus. Recorded lectures are
So
there.
our recorded online mentoring lecture, students, are there on Cloud Campus. So you can see our company audit. You can view our company audit lectures right from 139 1 to 143. So we have covered company audit in that. So you should refer those lectures if you are in a hurry, or you can wait till our next lecture.
In fact, for she's requesting, please answer too. So for government company, we do appointment. Appointment is made by the C&AG, and every year it is like made. Appointment is for 1 year. Every year they need to do appointment.
Okay.
But please be strict to the session or the topic which we are covering, and you are asking.
Yes, Ashley is saying
past lectures are not available.
Past lectures are not available on YouTube.
But
yes,
it's given hosted on ICI Cloud Campus. You refer the same. They are hosted on the Cloud Campus. ICI website, you will be getting the link for Cloud Campus. I think you are registered for the same also. You refer that, you will be getting the same. In case if you are not getting, then do write to mail. We will send the link to you.
You may call us also. Actually, you may call us also. We will give you the link. We will tell you where you can see.
You write the mail, we will send you the link.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yes, coming back to the PPT part.
I think the time is indicating us to wind up.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So if we want to summarize in short, we can tell them the objective of audit, or otherwise, Ashley is thanking us.
Okay.
Thank you, Ashley. But be particular when you are asking the question what topic we are taking, or otherwise you can write the mail to us, or you can call our contact detail.
Yes, students, the objective of the today's lecture was, in today's lecture,
contact detail for writing the mail or asking the query is rajeev.sachdeva@icai.in and me, karuna.bhansali@icai.in. For asking the queries, number for the same is 0120-3045-925. So students, if you have any unresolved query or if you want to ask anything, you can do write to us via this mail ID, or you can make a call to us on the given number 0120-3045-925. So students, hopefully you have learned how we explained you how to learn by heart, do not cram, and what should be the procedure, how to go ahead, how to understand the definition, learn the definition, and make short notes so that you can revise the same in less time.
Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you very much. Wish you all the best for your preparation.
Thank
Thanks.
you, students. Thank you.